Okay, for part 2 then, we're being asked to work out I3. So I'm going to start off with when n is equal to 0. When n is equal to 0, this is just going to be 1. So we're only going to integrate e to the power of 2x. And we know that e to the power of 2x integrates to a half e to the 2x. And when we substitute 1 in, we're going to get a half e squared. When we put 0 in, we're not going to get 0 this time. We're going to get e to the power of 0, which is 1. So we're going to get a half. So a half e squared, or we could half e squared take away a half, or we could write that as a half e squared take away a whole 1. That's I0. So I always start with the smallest value that we're allowed for n and then build it up a step at a time until we get to the term we want. Some people start off with this one and work back in stages. This is just the method that I like to use. So I1 is now going to be equal, and we can sub it into our reduction formula. We're going to get half e squared minus a half, I'm looking ahead to what to do next. A half of 1 times by our I0. So that's going to be a half times a half of e squared take 1, which is going to give us a half e squared take a quarter e squared plus a quarter, or a quarter e squared plus a quarter. I2 is going to be a half e squared minus a half times 2. So that's just going to be one lot of a quarter e squared plus a quarter, which is going to give us a half take away a quarter is a quarter, so a quarter e squared take a quarter this time. And then finally I3 is going to be a half e squared minus 3 over 2 times by our quarter e squared take a quarter, which is going to give us, so that's going to be a half minus 3/8 of e squared plus 3 over 8, which is, so a half minus 3/8 is 1/8, so an 8 e squared plus 3 over 8. That's what we're after.